Hi guys, Lusive here. Just doing a quick intro for you guys. Just to let you know kind of what's going to go on here with some stuff. We got a bunch of things we've been working on for you, but this is going to be we're going to have a couple more vlog style things coming up lately, just because we've had so many ideas that we've wanted to do and we've been collecting them up and getting intros and other things done for them. So this is going to be a kind of like a part one of two sort of deal. And it's actually two interesting stories, one from me and one from Kotserz, so Dakota. And it is both of our coming out stories. Mine's going to be a little shorter, because I do not have as torrid of a background as he does. But they're both going to be totally just there for your guys' entertainment. Hope you enjoy them. Again, first one's going to be mine, which is going to be this. And then the second one will be Dakota's. So without further ado, this is going to be my story. I do also apologize in advance. We did a lot of that recording with my camera versus Jordan's, and mine does not record in 4K Ultra HD, and its sound quality is not the greatest, and we forgot to use my cell phone to get HD recordings for voice. So the volume might be a little weird, might be a little awkward at times, but for the most part, should be fine. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy. Bye!
Hi, Kaleidoscopes. Lusive again.
And Kotserz.
Today we're gonna bring it down to...
Bring it way down. Down to hell, where we belong. Because we're gay.
Oh my god. Okay, I was gonna say, we're gonna share coming out stories, but I'm gonna be going first in this one, and we'll have his be a separate video on a different day for you. So, hi, Lusive. I feel like I should make this like a really shitty dating profile. Like, I'm 25. I live in Wisconsin.
Big fan of cheese.
Big fan of cheese. Talk about eating it and being cheesy. No, we were going to go through coming out stories. So I am 25. But actually I kind of have to preface my story with, I used to be engaged to a woman. Oh my god, you like are going to break the chair.
No, just my heel.
She and I dated for 9 months, then got engaged for 1 month, and she broke up with me via text message at 2 a.m. on my parents' anniversary. So
keeping it classy.
Fast forward 6 months. So I was 20 and a half. It was June 2011. And the first time I ever went on a date with a guy ended up also being 3 days before I came out to my family, because I'm like, fuck it. Yep, this is it. But so I went over to somebody else's house, and I had left my Facebook up there on accident, and somebody had posted a thing that they said that their parents didn't want them to volunteer for Pride Fest because they were afraid that they were going to catch the mental illness that is being gay. And so this person whose house I was at, it's not the person that I went out with, decided to reply on my behalf. And it's like, God, your mom sounds like a total fucking bitch. And apparently the first person to comment on it was my first ever ex-boyfriend. And so he started talking to me or whatever, and he's like, oh, that wasn't you? I go, no. He's like, oh, well, it says on here that he was just talking about stupid shit. And then he was like, it says on here you like women. I go, yeah. He's like, oh, well, I'm gay. Have you ever thought about maybe going out with a guy? And I go, maybe. And of course, this is like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like shaking in my bed like, fuck, did I just say this to somebody on Facebook? And we set up...
First time trembles, yeah.
So we did that, and then I went on a date with him. We went to Culver's, of all
I think
things.
we should have some tissues over here.
Oh, it's not. No. We went to Culver's, then went we went back to his apartment. He had 3 roommates at the time. 3 roommates, and no, 4. Sorry, 4.
That's one more than 3.
Shut up. I was thinking about after we broke up, a week later when I started dating his roommate. Anyway, I digress. So he had his own room and stuff, and then there was 2 girls had their own room, and the other 2 guys had their own room. So he invited me over to hang out with them, and then I ended up spending the night. And then literally 2 days later, my parents kept trying to figure out, because I didn't go out a super ton when my old high. Keep in mind, this was 2011. I graduated in 2009. So my parents kept asking, "Oh, are you hanging out with so and so from high school? Are you hanging out with so and so because it was summer vacation?" Like, no. I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna go." They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm going out," and then like my mom was talking to me and pushing me to try to figure out what the hell I was doing, and I was like, "Well, I'm going on a date." She's like, "Oh, what's her name?" And I go, and literally this is what I did. I looked her dead in the eye and said, "It's not a her," and walked out the door. And she goes, "What?" And I came back in and I explained, and she started getting like teary-eyed, like panicky and stuff. And I'm like, I explained it to her or whatever, and then I was like, "Just don't tell my dad. Don't tell him. So then, she, keep in mind this is like 3 days after we started going out. So then I ended up telling my dad or whatever, and this is how I played it back to him. I was like, well, I said, well, I'm dating a guy or whatever, and he kind of started getting upset. He's like, "So you're gay?" And I did the usual stereotypical, no, I'm bi, which technically by the standard I am because I ever dated a woman. So I was like, no, I'm bi or whatever. And he was crying, and he wasn't crying because he was like upset at me or anything. Literally, both of my parents were thinking, because of their viewpoint at the time of the gay culture, theirs was when they grew up in the 80s and stuff. Because both my parents were born in the 60s, so when they grew up in the 80s, the only thing that they knew was gay culture was all about being promiscuous, fucking anything that moved, and getting AIDS, and like that's literally all they knew beyond what was on Will and Grace. That's literally about all they knew. So they were closed-minded on that kind of stuff. So they were just worried that I was going to die in my sleep, or like he was going to kill me or something. Fun fact: he did have a anger management problem and did not tell me until 2 weeks into us going out that I had to drive him to his lawyer's office so he could pay him. I asked him why. He goes, "Oh, my last ex-boyfriend was being a dick to me in the car, so I tried to choke him out from the back seat while he was in front of me." Hey, it's okay. It's all good. He and I are actually friends now. He's gotten anger management classes, and he's actually gotten the whole thing expunged off of his record. So,
Bruh.
But all of that happened, and after my dad stopped crying or whatever with his stuff, back to me telling him, after my dad stopped crying, this is literally the weirdest response I could have ever expected from them. The first thing they said is, he goes, "Well, what are you guys doing on Sunday morning?" I don't know why. And this might be why I liked the movie as much as I did. He goes, "Oh, you guys want to go see Green Lantern with us?" Literally, the first thing he said after being worried about my own safety and well-being was, "Do you want to go on a double date?" You bitch, you ruined that moment.
I don't know what you're talking about. You just stopped talking, so you continue.
Anyway, so that was that, and all that happened, and then we just moved on from there, and blah, blah, blah. Then I met other people and went out with other people, went out with his roommate, then their roommate's friend, and yeah. And then on to Disney, and then shut up, it's a long ass list. Fuck off. Then I went into Disney and stuff, but that's a different story. I'll tell you all my Disney stuff later. So my thing was a lot easier than it is for a lot of other people, but I did have a bit of an easing in process for them that they, I think, forgot about for a bit. I had that whole, like, 4th, 5th grade look up gay porn and go, "Oh my god, it's a computer virus."
You already got the first part of my story.
So because of that, and because it had happened as many times as it did, I think they just remembered that, and they're like, "Oh, we just kind of weren't hoping for it," or whatever, but now it's totally fine. Everything's good, but the only people who really don't know, the only person I've not openly spoken about it to is my grandmother. It's because I don't talk to my grandmother. That's, again, a whole other story. But rude. That's a whole other story.
You'll hear about that.
Okay, so that's my story. And now we're going to do part 2 of this will end up being Kotserz going through and saying his. I know it was a bit of a somber affair there, but I mean, it works. Gets you to know us a bit better. a bit more on a deeper, more subconscious level.
Our inner work.
You know they can hear you finger
Fisting
fucking your
yourself.
own hand, right? He's just going. They can hear that on the camera. Okay, anyway. Goodbye.
Hi guys.